Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. I was watching a video the other day from James Griffiths and the Blues Vinyl Guy, and they're both doing Show Me Original Rockers. Um, so I really dig it. They have some great stuff in there, but both of them missed one guy and didn't see unless I fell asleep, which is possible because I was watching it late last night while I was watching the videos. But neither of them mentioned who, to me, is the greatest rocker of all time from the original group, and that would be Chuck Berry. I mean, Chuck wrote his songs, played guitar in the songs, sang all the songs, wrote some of the greatest rock songs of all time. I mean, everyone knows Roll Over Beethoven, Sweet Little 16, Maybelline, and to me, the greatest rock song of all time, Johnny Be Good. Everybody, of course, from the Stones, the Beatles, and the Beach Boys, everybody covered Chuck Berry. So how they missed Chuck Berry, I don't know. But this is a record. This is 1 Dozen Berries. This one I happened to find last year at a Goodwill right near me here. I couldn't believe it. It's an original 1958 pressing on the original chess label, the black chess label. And it looks a lot worse than it plays. It looks scratchy, but it plays really nice. Original mono. I was really shocked when I found an original chess Chuck Berry at Goodwill. That was really cool. Another Chuck Berry, just for a couple of them I have. This is Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits. If you have no other Chuck Berry, this is the one you should get, or the Great 28, which is another great album of Chuck Berry's. This has, Roll Over Beethoven, School Days, Rock and Roll Music, Too Much Monkey Business, Johnny Be Good, Maybelline, Nadine, 30 Days, Sweet Little 16, got it all. So if it's just one Chuck Berry album you're going to get this one or the Great 28. There's another Chuck Berry I found. This one is pretty cool too. This is called More Rock and Roll Rarities from the Golden Era of Chess Records. So this has previously unreleased versions of songs, stereo remixes, original demos from the 50s. So really cool record, really cool. All right, after Chuck Berry, then of course, my next favorite rocker. I have a bunch of his albums. It's just so two of all of them I have is Buddy Holly. This is a repress. The original just says the Chirping Crickets. This is a later repress, Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Great album. Oh Boy, Not Fade Away, Maybe Baby, That'll Be the Day. What else you need? Buddy Holly sort of went from country music and moved over to more rock. One of the first guys to sing his own songs the way he wanted them sang. It's on Coral Records. It's a repress, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But it's nice. Nice to have. Next one I have, another Chuck Berry another Buddy Holly I want to show. Is this one I picked up, which is really a little bit rare, is Buddy Holly. It's a live recordings, recorded 1957 and 58. Also interviews with Buddy Holly, interview by Alan Freed. Pretty cool. There's Buddy, the great Buddy Holly. Most of the other guys, they've already shown these or mentioned these guys. Not showing anybody that they didn't mention pretty much, except for the first Chuck Berry. But this, the great Jerry Lee Lewis. This is his first release from Sun Records, and it's this was a Record Store Day release a couple of years ago. Really love this album. It's just so great. There's Jerry Lee and Sam Phillips. And this has Don't Be Cruel, You Bangy Stomp, which is great, Crazy Arms, Jambalaya, High School Confidential, Matchbox. Great. Jerry Lee Lewis. Another Jerry Lee. This is a Sun Story, Volume 5. I got a couple of these to different artists, and this is the Jerry Lee Lewis one. Pretty cool. Jerry Lee. The next artists are brothers that everybody wanted to sound like. Simon and Garfunkel wanted to have harmonies as good as these guys. The Beatles wanted to sound as good as these guys. Very few people did. Very few people could actually sound as great as them, and that is the Everly Brothers. This is the golden hits of the Everly Brothers. pretty sure they re-recorded a lot of these songs. They're not the originals, which is sort of not the best, but it's pretty cool. Another one I love by them. This is a repress on Rhino Records, which is a great album. The Everly Brothers on Rhino repress. Bebopalula, Bye Bye Love, Rip It Up, Hey Doll Baby. Great. Love that photo. So there you go, the Everly Brothers. And one more of the Everly Brothers. This is again a repress. I couldn't find the original. The original is called Songs Our Daddy Taught Us, which is all basically country and folk music. Really hard to find an original. I was really happy to find this repress. Sounds fantastic. And it's them doing mostly country and folk music, but harmonies are out of this world. All right, next we have 3 albums by this one guy. I'll show them all at one time, really go through quickly. Gene Vincent. These are all represses of the great Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps. And if you're showing Gene Vincent, you cannot show Gene Vincent without showing Eddie Cochran. This is Eddie Cochran's great hits, and this has the original Summertime Blues, 20 Flight Rock, Peg Leg Slacks, Long Tall Sally. Just great stuff. The great Eddie Cochran. After Eddie Cochran, I bring it up a little Carl Perkins. This has Blue Suede Shoes, Honey Don't, Matchbox, Dixie Fried. Great stuff by Carl Perkins. I don't know more people know the Carl Perkins story, but he wrote and recorded Blue Suede Shoes before Elvis did, and he was on the way to the Ed Sullivan Show to go on the show and perform Blue Suede Shoes, and he got into a car accident, ended up in the hospital. They had to cancel the show, and 2 weeks later, they scheduled a new guy singing Blue Suede Shoes, and that new guy was Elvis Presley. Carl Perkins' career never recovered after that, really. He went into country music, did some great stuff, but never got on the level of Elvis. And he was supposed to be on about 2 weeks before Elvis was doing Blue Suede Shoes. And as fate would have it, it didn't work out. This is the first Elvis album. This original copy I picked up. Got this in a barn upstate Maine somewhere. Not in great shape, but for $1, I had to have an original copy of the first Elvis album. Also shown by Elvis, I got the 50,000 Fans. I had a lot of Elvis, but 50,000 Fans Can't Be Wrong, which is a great album. And his first record for RCA, just called Elvis. All right, after Elvis, we got one of the originators, one of the true originators of rock and roll is Little Richard. This again is his first record, repress, Record Store Day repress from Specialty Records, where he does Keep a Knockin', Heebie Jeebies, Good Golly Miss Molly, The Girl Can't Help It. There's Little Richard tearing it up on the piano. Everybody knows Little Richard, of course. And the next one, I'm going to take exception to James. He said this is more blues than rock, but I disagree completely. So I got to show a guy I think is fantastic, is Bo Diddley. It's bluesy for sure, but definitely more rock than blues. This is a great album. Bo Diddley, again, these are all represses. Bo Diddley, I'm a Man, Bring It to Jerome, Dearest Darling, Diddy Wah Diddy, Pretty Thing, Who Do You Love? Pff, fantastic. Bo. And this is another one. This is his Greatest Hits, Volume 1. Bo Diddley. A lot of the same songs, but some other ones. I'm a Man's on here. You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover, one of my favorite. And a picture of him on the back when he was touring in the 50s. You gotta love that. How cool is that? There's Bo. Then we go down to New Orleans, and we get the great Fats Domino. This is a great double LP of Fats. Blueberry Hill, Blue Monday, I'm Walking to New Orleans, Blueberry Hill, 28 Tunes, My Blue Heaven, I Hear You Knocking. Ray Fats Domino brought a little New Orleans soul into rock and roll. Next one is one of the greats, of course, is Roy Orbison, another one of the original Sun recording artists. On MGM is Roy Orbison here. There's another, this is a UK pressing on this one, The Orbison Way. And last one from Roy Orbison will be on Monument Records. There's an early Roy Orbison compilation, which is pretty great. Love that cover. There's Roy Orbison. And just so I don't leave out the ladies, I got one woman I'll show of early rockers. This is not all her rock stuff. I have a couple of her stuff, but this is the only one that has some of the more rocking things, is Wanda Jackson, who really could rock it out. Let's Have a Party's on here, which is one of my favorite songs. The great Wanda Jackson, who then, after having a couple of rock songs early on, found Jesus, became religious, did a lot of country stuff, and only recently came back and started doing more rock stuff. She's in her 80s now, I think, and still singing Wanda Jackson. And I have a couple of compilations that I thought I'd mention while I'm doing it, just to show you some idea what out there. This is a compilation called Don't You Step on My Blue Suede Shoes. This is from Portugal. It's a Portuguese release, and it has Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, Sonny Burgess, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Mann, Warren Smith. A lot of great early rockers on here. That's a great one to get. Don't know where you're going to find that, but I found it, so who knows. Here's another one. This is called Graffiti Gold. It's a 3-record set. This is put out by Brookville Records, so it's a compilation of stuff. But it has, again, this has a lot of doo-wop stuff on here. The Crests, the Olympics, the Regents, Joey D and the Starlights, Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, Sonny Till and the Oreos, but great stuff for sure. So a lot of doo-wop, which is definitely part of early rock and roll. Here's one called Solid. These are mostly from the 70s. These were all released basically in the 70s. This is Solid Gold Rock. Again, Shaboom by the Crew Cuts, The Stroll by the Diamonds, Chantilly Lace by the Big Bopper, Running Bear, Johnny Preston, Little Darlin' by the Diamonds. There you go. And there was a guy in New York who was a DJ in New York. One of the biggest DJs in New York at the time was Murray the K. And Murray the K used to have shows all the time where he'd bring on like 8 or 10 acts. They each do 2 or 3 songs, get them in, get them out quick. And this is what he used to do. This is from the Brooklyn Fox. This is from 1959, this recording. And this features the Angels, the Chiffons, the Dovells, the Drifters, Jan and Dean, the Miracles, Randy and the Rainbows, the Ronettes, Benny King. There you go. Murray the K. Anytime you see any of these Murray the K compilations, always fun to pick up. I went to one Murray the K show in 1967, one of the last Murray the K shows when I was in high school, last year of high school. Here's another one. This movie was a great movie, American Graffiti. Great soundtrack. The original is a gatefold. This is a later one, but this has a great soundtrack. I forgot to show the Bill Haley. Bill Haley and the Comets doing Rock Around the Clock. The Crests, Del Shannon doing Runaway. The Stroll by the Diamonds. A good thing about this is all original recordings. The Big Bopper, Little Darlin' by the Diamonds, Get a Job, the Silhouettes, Peppermint Twist, Joey D and the Starlights, etc., etc. Fats Domino, the Beach Boys. So this is a great compilation if you're looking for a comp of early rock and roll. American Graffiti, really great. They came out, a lot of these, where you see these all the time, I think. At least I see them all the time. And this is 20 original winners. This is the volume 1, which to me is the best. Again, it has a lot of doo-wop on here. The Penguins, the Moonglows, the Dovelles, the Chantels. But really nice. I would definitely pick up any of these 20 original winners if you like comps and looking for early rock and roll. And the last one I'm going to show is another DJ from that period. The man who supposedly first started using the term rock and roll to describe that music, and it was Alan Freed. This is Alan Freed's Top 15. And that's before he got kicked off the air for payola, taking money to play records, and the big payola scandal in the late 50s. But this has, again, the Get a Job by the Silhouettes, where the Cadillacs doing Speedo, which is fantastic. Goodnight Sweetheart, Goodnight by the Spaniels. Etta James doing Dance with Henry. Wilbur Harris doing Kansas City. And there you go, there's Alan Freed. So there's a little review of original rockers, and I'd like to see your original rockers. Show somebody I didn't show. Okay, I want to thank everybody for subscribing. I had a lot of new subscribers recently, so I really appreciate people taking the time out of their day to watch my little videos. I hope everybody's doing well with this pandemic. Everybody's feeling well and taking care and staying in and going out only when you have to, and wearing masks and keeping social distancing and being happy and healthy. So until next time, keep spinning those records, and peace.